Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, well, here's a potential bad team we're going to talk about, Tennessee Titans. So they finished 6-11 last year. What was your favorite move that the Titans made?
I mean, I guess just giving Will Levis the keys. I mean, I don't think they made that great of an offseason. Um, uh, I, I don't know. I just didn't think they did that much this offseason, so I didn't have, and maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't have any real, like, just give him the keys, let's see what he does. No, QB games, I guess.
Yeah, so what I have down, and I did my notes like 4 days ago. I should have re-looked at them. I have trading for Jones down, and I'm looking at Ernest Jones. Okay, that's who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it is.
that was a recent move. I like that move because their defense isn't really good, but what a veteran, he's young still. He's only 24 and he had a good year last year. What was it? 74 total tackles, 145 with 74 total tackles. So I like him. He's young. I like that trade. And like you said, handing the keys to Levis, they did so by signing Calvin Ridley, bringing in Tony Pollard. They're trying to put people around them that they think that can help Levis. So just to um, back what you said, I think they've done some things to help him hopefully show what he's made of.
Oh, yeah, and the thing is that like I did like that trade for Ernest Jones there. That was a good trade. I just middle linebacker doesn't move the needle that much for me sometimes. You can get by with. I mean, you need a good middle linebacker, but you don't. I don't think you need a great one. And you don't. I always kind of hate when a middle linebacker gets a huge contract because I think you could spend that elsewhere. So but it wasn't a bad move. They needed help on defense, and I did like the Calvin Ridley signing too. But you got to help. You got to help them quite a bit. So
Yeah. Ridley, I didn't have him in like a favorite because I think he was a little bit overpaid. That's the only reason why. But I understand like if you're Tennessee, you got to overpay guys right now to get them there. So it's not a surprise. Um, The other thing, real quick, they traded for L'Jarius Sneed from the Chiefs, who's a really good corner. So I really liked what they did there as well. And then drafting their left tackle, JC. I'm gonna butcher this, guys. Guys, English is not my language. Okay, I'm just being honest. Litham. I don't know. Latham. Litham. Anyway, I'll just call him JC just because they drafted him. He was supposed to be one of the better offensive linemen in the draft. So again, they're protecting Levis and then just go back to Sneed. That's a good get for them again to help their defense.
yeah, and I mean, and you got to protect your quarterback, and that's just the way it works. So it's never a bad thing to draft an offensive lineman. I know we're both in this build from the trenches on up. So, but only thing you need more than the trenches is a quarterback. But you still need to protect that quarterback. So
Correct. Okay, what was your least favorite move?
I actually didn't like the Derrick Henry trade. I know they ain't going anywhere. He gave him a shot to win a Super Bowl and stuff like that. But I just wish they would have kept him. I love watching Derrick Henry as a Titan. It's literally just emotional, not nothing. No, I don't know. I like watching him.
Well, yeah,
So,
I agree with you. It's sort of like if Mike Evans left the Bucks, right? Like there's some guys that go to a team and you just want to see them end their career with that team. Derrick Henry's one of those guys, right?
yeah, I was kind of hoping he would end his career as a Titan. I get it; they're not going to go anywhere. They gave him a shot. They have like they gave him a good shot, a really good shot. And but like I don't know. I would rather have seen Derrick Henry in a Titan uniform, and I'd rather have seen Derrick Henry and Tony Pollard as a dual running back situation. I think that would have been really good for them.
Yeah, agreed. Uh, Mike Vrabel, firing him was my least favorite move. I think he's a really good head coach. They got rid of him, and just to like think about like how much he won with Ryan Tannehill. Like that's really good. Like what he did with Ryan Tannehill and how successful they were with him. AJ Brown trade, that was not his fault, right? He wanted to keep AJ Brown, but the Titans got rid of him, and then they drafted Malik Willis, who they also now have traded to the Packers. So like my thing is like he did a lot with very little. Not very little, but like he did a lot with what a lot of other coaches couldn't do with that talent, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I really like Mike Vrabel. I didn't like that they fired him and got rid of him. So that's my least favorite move.
Yeah, I get it. That I can. Uh, he did. Yeah, I agree with that actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when you got a head coach like that, I don't know how you, but I think it's a power, it's a power struggle thing.
Yeah,
They're new.
it can be a power struggle between the coach and the GM. That never should be how it works, or the owner.
Yeah, I do like that they got that Brian Callahan though, just real quick from the Bengals, just because like offensive coordinator with a young quarterback, that's always like my favorite thing that like when teams do that. So
Yeah, I get that.
okay, let's go to biggest green flag.
I liked Kelvin Ridley signing because I just think he's gonna. I mean, he might be overpaid, but like you gotta get weapons. That's just reality. So, if you're gonna start a young quarterback, you need weapons. So,
It's funny, I put Will Levis weapons. That's bring in Ridley, Pollard. He's a good back out of the backfield that can catch footballs. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think I just want to add, I really think the hate on Will Levis, quote unquote, like how people are already giving up on him is a little ridiculous. He was a second round pick last year.
yeah, ridiculous.
It is. I do. He had moments last year. It wasn't like he was like off the chain or like awesome, but he had moments last year. Um, and he's a second round pick. Like you got like he's not. I think sometimes we condition ourselves to think that first, like all quarterbacks are going to blow up right away. But it's like I don't understand why a second round pick you wouldn't give him 2, 3 years before you decide whether he's a good quarterback or not.
Well, I agree. You need to give him time.
Yeah.
That's you don't just abandon ship after 1 year unless it's I mean, I mean, he's a first overall pick. I want to blame the Panthers for hitting reset with Bryce Young, how bad he played. So,
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. And people want to give him more time. So anyway, okay, so that's what I'm gonna say. What's the biggest red flag for you?
Will Levis.
Yeah, you're the worst.
It's just that he is a second round pick, he ain't a first round pick. He's starting now this year. He handed the keys to the offense, and I mean, he's on a not great team with the keys to the offense, and that's never a good sign for a rookie quarterback. They need to do it just a lot's going on his shoulders. So I didn't see enough last year, and I get it. He's a second round pick, but it's just that I would have felt a lot more comfortable with him starting with Derrick Henry and Tony them two as a platoon back situation. It just I don't feel confident because I just don't feel like they have enough of the upper talent. You know what I mean? Like they have talent, but not upper talent.
Yeah, and like so here's the thing, if he can't succeed with he's just not gonna be that guy then. So that's really what it comes down to. So my biggest red flag is the O line. They did draft that, JC, right? But it's not it's not great. And you were able to mask it with Derrick Henry a little bit because of how big he is and how he wears defenses down. You don't have that anymore. So along with the old line, I have the run game I have as a kind of negative. So Pollard last year was handed the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, on the run game with the Cowboys. He averaged 4 yards a carry. Like it wasn't like horrible, but he wasn't great. He wasn't great. And then Spears, I kind of like him, but he averaged 4.5 yards a carry. I think there's something there to him, so I'm more excited about him. But right now they have Pollard starting, so I don't know how good the run game is going to be with that O line. But it's not, most people are saying that it's not a good offensive line, and I kind of agree.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that could hurt Will Levis's chances of being good.
Joey Harrington under a bad offensive line.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
that's always concerning.
yeah. David Carr, Zach Wilson. I mean,
There's millions of examples out there.
yeah. So that,
Millions.
yeah. Okay, fantasy go to for you.
Kelvin Ridley. I mean, he's someone has to catch balls.
Yeah.
And I think he's just a very solid 2 to 1 wide receiver. or at like or a very solid 2 receiver, and I don't think you have to draft him all that crazy high either.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm gonna go with Spears. He's a late round, a later pick, running back, but I think eventually he'll get the job over Pollard. So I draft Tajay Spears, and everybody's always looking for running backs. So
yeah, I get that.
Prediction?
I have him at 7 and 10.
Okay, I got him at 5 and 12.
Oh, sorry, 6 and 11. I looked at the Colts one.
Okay, yeah. Okay, 6 and 11. Yeah, I have them at 5 and 12, so not far off.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to be the worst team in the division. It won't be surprised me if they win only 4, even 3 games this year.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.